Hi, good morning. It's Monday, February 24th. I almost said July again. I don't know what's going on. That's like 5 months from now. February 24th at 3:40 a.m. That's part of my problem is waking up at 3 a.m. That's probably part of my problem. But that's the way things are right now. It seems like most days can't sleep past 3. Oh well. So it might be a long day. So, this is lesson 54 of A Course in Miracles. And again, this is one of the 10 in a row days where we recap prior lessons. So, this is a review of lessons 16 through 20. Let's read the titles. So, lesson 54. So, lesson 16 is I have no neutral thoughts. Number 17, I see no neutral things. Number 18, I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. Number 19, I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. Number 20, I am determined to see. And I remember really liking these some 30 some days ago. It's like over a month, I think, ago. And it really is true. Like, first of all, you have no neutral thoughts. Like, I have no neutral thoughts. They're creating the world I see. So if I see some negativity out there, well, my thoughts are making it that way. If I see positivity, my thoughts are making it that way. I mean, that's just, you experience that every day, right? It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just in a bad mood. I'll be fine. I'll wake up better tomorrow. It's like we know that instinctively, like, oh, I just got to get through today because my thoughts are really creating a really negative feeling about today. It's like, oh, Mondays, it's like all of my thoughts. I could look out right now and say, man, this is an amazing day. I have extra hours because I woke up at 3. So anyway, and then I see no neutral things. This one, what I see, I wanted to read this because it's different than what the original lesson said. And I love how they said that. They're like, we're going to say some different things, even though these are a repeat of the lessons. What I see witnesses to what I think. If I did not think, I would not exist, because life is thought. He's already been in and out. Trust me. So yeah, that was a thought of frustration, because he doesn't like a closed door. He just doesn't. And it's like, I want to keep it closed so I don't disturb my husband with talking, because he's still asleep and I want him to get good sleep, at least one of us to get good sleep. So see all these thoughts, they're just like frustration and justifying my behaviors and justifying my thoughts. So I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing, because it's like, if I have no private thoughts, I cannot see a private world. Even the mad idea of separation had to be shared before it could form the basis of the world I see. I know, this gets deep. I might have to repeat that one. Yet that sharing was a sharing of nothing. I can also call upon my real thoughts, which share everything with everyone. As my thoughts of separation call to the separation thoughts of others, so my real thoughts awaken the real thoughts in them. And the world my real thoughts show will show me will dawn on their sight as well as mine. I really like that, because we're all in this together. And yesterday I said something similar. It was like we're all feeding into this same fault, this same illusion. I have to get my arms inside, they're cold. It's like it's like this shared illusion of our separation. And so, yeah. And look, my bookmark, I think I was even talking about it, says awakening from the dream of separation, because we're all in this shared dream, this shared illusion that we're separate, and we feed into that. We're like, Yeah, like what's mine is mine, what's yours is yours. Stay over there, I'm gonna stay over here. We're different personalities, we're different this, we're different that. When you compare and contrast, and it's like, it's useful in this world. Like we talk about having boundaries and this and that, but at the end of the day, it's like not true. It's false. Like we're all made of the same stuff. We're all like just we're one. There's no separation. There doesn't have to be if we really feel into that. That's non-duality stuff. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. I am alone in nothing. Everything I think or say or do teaches all the universe. Yeah. It is therefore in my power to change every mind along with mine, for mine is the power of God. It's like our thoughts really do control everything. And if we don't have thoughts, we don't exist. It's creating our world. It's creating the way. Our thoughts are actually creating the way we continue to think. So if you just stop and quit perpetuating thoughts by just like know that you can change the way you think. Well, this book is doing a part of it for me, like this continual redirecting, this continual reorienting to truth and peeling back layers of the of truth, the true way the true sight, the true vision. I still don't have it 100%. I'm still going through this book, but it's continually stripping away of what's false, because you're continually reoriented to look at the falseness of the way you see, the way you think, and be like, yeah, it's just pure chaos, like in my mind, like chaos as in it's not real. I'm just making stuff up, and whatever, it's like our triggers too, like whatever we're like gets us, like that cat scratching at the door. It's a trigger, because like he has no logic. So it's like I can have compassion. He's just a sweet little fur baby who doesn't like a closed door, because he doesn't like to be separated from people, from me, and that, is actually fills me with love. So I could choose to see it that way. And sometimes I'm like, man, I've stood up 50 times and opened the door, closed the door, open, close. And I'm like, and those are my thoughts creating that angst. I could just be like, I'm just going to stand up and get it again. Sit back down. No problem here. A lot of times I'm that way. But sometimes, man, I'm like, oh my God. And then the last one here is like, I am determined to see. And I remember this one, and that's a simple lesson. It's just like, keep telling yourself, I'm determined to see. I'm just determined to see. Because it's that commitment. Recognizing the shared nature of my thoughts, I am determined to see. I would look upon the witnesses that show me the thinking of the world has been changed. That's a neat phrase. I would behold the proof that what has been done through me has enabled love to replace fear, laughter, love to replace fear, laughter to replace tears, and abundance to replace loss. I would look upon the real world and let it teach me that my will and the will of God are one. Man, I really like that. I would behold the proof that what has been done through me has enabled love to replace fear, laughter to replace tears, and abundance to replace loss. Oh, I really like that. Wow. Behold the proof that what has been done through me. And all that can be done through me is it starts with thoughts. So it's like, feel love, and it neutralizes fear. Feel laughter, even if it's just like joy in your heart, is going to replace tears of sorrow. And then abundance, feel into the abundance that you have with gratitude. That's a gratitude thing. Be grateful for what you do have, and it immediately neutralizes that feeling of loss, like lack, scarcity. It all starts with thoughts. It's so, like, people have this gratitude practice, right? Like every day, wake up and say 3 things you're grateful for. That's because it's allowing you to recognize that you have abundance in your life already. And then that's a self-perpetuating thing. I really like that. I am determined to see. Like, all you have to do, it seems so simple, right? Seems so simple. Is just stop perpetuating the machinery of the mind that's like, it's those, again, those slippery neural pathways. They're worn and worn and worn because we've tread over them so many times. Like, it just becomes easy to slip right down that neural pathway of feeling into, like, oh, I don't have abundance. I'm lacking. Or like fear is also like a thought. It's like you look out and see like the world, especially the world right now. Oh my God, it's so easy to have fear thoughts. But you know what? Right now in my little room, like, there's nothing to fear. I can use this as a moment to practice love, and I can look out at the world through my mind's eye and be like, I'm sending love to everyone who's feeling fear right now, because I have that capacity to do that right here from my safe little place. You know what? And all those people who are not feeling loved in the world because their rights are being stripped away, I can fill my heart with so much love to help give shelter to them. And it works. This idea of like, there's no distance. Like, even in my Reiki practice, Qigong energy healing, we do distance healing. Read The Secret Life of Plants, it talks about it. Read the hidden messages in water or of water, those where like you think a thought by looking at water, and it changes the crystals, the structure. It's all thought and like speaking, the vibrations. Sorry, my nose is getting stuffy. And it's like, there's no distance. So yeah, I can fill my heart with love for the world and send it out there. And if we all do that, that means we're seeing through the eyes of love. We're thinking through the eyes of love, through the heart of love. And it's getting out there. And because the world right now is really, I don't get into conspiracy theories, but it's like, you know, when you be wary of saying, that's what they want. Who's they? Who's they? But right now, it's pretty easy to say they, because there's a face. There are a couple prominent faces to the they right now. And honestly, the administration, I want to get political, but whatever. The they has a face. A lot of scary faces. And so they do want us in a fear state because it keeps us isolated, it keeps us small, it keeps us like not really coming together in true connection out of love, because we're contracting in fear. We're not expanding in love. So when we're contracting in fear, that's kind of by design. Like all this chaos they're sowing is to keep us small and in fear. And like, it all starts with the way we create a new neural pathway. We want to dam up the slippery one for a while. Like, that's just easy, like a slip and slide. We want to create a sticky, like a new pathway, a new one, and keep like, it just hurts. It hurts a little bit to create a new one because the synapses are like, bzz, 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 bzz. They're trying to find each other, and you're committed to not going down the slippery one. It's the neurons are like, but the slippery one's easy. And we're like, no, we're gonna create a new one. And so you might have to be like, So the neurons are like, bzz, 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 and then finally they go, psh, and you have a new pathway to, you can start slipping down. If as long as you repeat, repeat, repeat. We're just human machinery. That's how it works. It hurts to create a new thought, a new way of thinking. It's like a so it's like, it's natural. It's human biology. There's just a little twinge of pain, and then you're gonna be fine. Anyway, that's what I like to think about. It makes me have some compassion for the way the human psyche works. It's like, it's by design. It's gotten us this far in our evolution. Like, we need it to work this way. We need slippery pathways because it's like, once I learn a lesson, I don't want to have to keep having the pain of relearning it. So it gets slippery. And sometimes we need to like dam up that slip and slide. Like, I don't want to think that way anymore. So it starts with desire. It starts with this, I am determined to see. Determined is a commitment. So it's like desire, remain committed, and then surrender. Like, okay, this is hard. I need some help. And then like that vulnerability is coming into the heart again. It's like the release of that. Like, I can't do this alone, but I'm desiring this change. I'm committed to it, committed to this. And then like, just, I need some help. Something about surrender says, like, it gives up that ego of like, I don't have to do it all alone. And there's some weird magical power in that. I think it's called a God thing. Anyway, give it a try. It's been working for me. I just got to remember to keep doing it. So anyway, that's lesson 54. I have no neutral thoughts. I see no neutral things because I'm making my world on that 1% towards love or 1% more towards the fear side. Like, nothing's right in the middle. I remember having that thought 30 days ago. Like, if you just pay attention to your thoughts, you'll know what way you're leaning in any particular moment. So maybe check yourself. I check myself in the beginning of a day and be like, I think the other day I was leaning more in the fear side, and I was like, where's this coming from? It really was a reorienting thought of like, let's look at that. Why am I 1% more on the fear side than the love side? There was a little bit of like a self-doubt element seeping in from the night before, I think from the energies I was anchoring in from a reading, and it was like, no, that's not me. So then I switched back to the love side. So it's like, I'll just continually have that commitment to look at those things. That's what I'm doing anyway, or trying. And I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing, because I swear we're all doing this together, but separately. But then our thoughts are going to influence each other because we're yelling into that void called Facebook, saying, don't you hate this? I hate it too. And then we're like, oh, I feel better. And then like, we're not really feeling better by spewing hate thoughts and fear thoughts. It's just not doing us much good. We might be finding our tribe of hate or tribe of fear, but I don't want a tribe of fear. I want a tribe of love. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing or the effects of my thoughts. We're co-creating this reality together. We're doing it individually, so we're not alone in that thing that we're doing, and then we're not alone because there's bleed over into each other's way of seeing and thinking. And then I am determined to see. That's like the most powerful one, is that commitment of like this. Like, it's hard. I'm not there yet, but I'm determined. So anyway, yeah, I'm glad that I'm still determined. I just needed that reminder. I'm glad we're doing a review of these lessons. Like, they're really hitting me hard, especially now. I'm so glad I picked up this book in the year 2025. Had no idea how wild a ride this year was going to be. This is like, this book, I keep pointing to it because it's right here. This book is like a little bit of sanctuary for me. I'm like, oh, let me just open my book today. What's it going to tell me? It's like, again, I can have these thoughts on my own. I don't need a book. But this book is like, here, we're going to look at this. We're going to change maybe a little bit of the way we see things. little by little, day by day, and it's building and it's sinking in, and it's like building those new, it's a habit I'm building of like continual reorienting thoughts to look at something in a new way, and it's like priceless. So anyway, thanks for watching lesson 54. I really liked that recap of those 5 lessons. I hope you have a beautiful week ahead. It is February. It's not July yet. I don't know why I keep saying that. It is cold here. We have 2 more. We just learned yesterday in a little gardening like class, I guess you could call it, that we have literally 2 more months of winter till spring is officially here, till we get our last frost, rather, which is in 1 month into spring here in the Midwest. So it kind of deflated some of us, like, oh, we were starting to feel like spring vibes, and then it's like 2 more months till our last frost before we can really put most things in the ground, I guess. But I'm really grateful for that class yesterday from this really great educator, and we all got together at the church and like learned in a fun way, and we're getting excited about creating a community garden. And so I guess that's related, like we're all coming together, and we're seeing, like, we're being oriented to see this possibility in the world come to fruition, where we get to grow things for the community and feed people who don't have access to fresh grown foods, especially in a time when prices are rising. And somebody got donated like a bleep ton of seeds that we got to yesterday plant, boop, 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 and bring home with us. And I got to make sure the cats don't knock it over. That's what my fear is. Yeah, we got to keep these babies alive. But anyway, that's enough. That was just like, I'm so grateful for the people, like finding the love tribe, the people who see love in the world and are seeing like the good we can do when we come together. Like, we can do this alone, but like the people spearheading this are like doing work that I haven't been. I'm not a good organizer, and like herding of cats, I have plenty of experience herding cats apparently, but I really have gratitude and love for the people who just have that inclination to do that and see it through and keep the fire lit. And so it's like, oh, I'm so glad to be part of this. So anyway, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. So those are some love thoughts to end with. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your February this week. Bye.